It's a 1983 Kenner Star Wars Return of the Jedi 77 back 88. Card gets 60, blister 85, figure 90. So card's got a massive crease at the top. It's really, and around the punch as well. So very good. But what's interesting about this is from the Lucasfilm archive. So this figure comes from Lucasfilm, and it comes with a certificate. I haven't got the certificate readily available, but I've done a review of this before when I got this, so I can guarantee this is from Lucasfilm. So Lucasfilm gets figures sent to them and to approve them, and this is one of them. So you know, 88 wrote the torture robot from Return of the Jedi, operating his equipment there. Really nice looking figure. Great sculpt for the time, 88. And there's the grading. I should look it up and see whether it mentions the Lucasfilm archive figure. Star Wars action figure, collectible 77. Really nice card back. Made in Hong Kong. There's the proof of purchase barcode. All the figures. 77. And then one final look at this. Return of the Jedi 88. Cool looking figure. Great figure. Bubbles not too yellowed. Most Kenner bubbles tend to yellow, not always, but a lot. Shame about the crease. But really nice item. From the Lucasfilm archive. Great image on the card back. Kenner 77 back, which was the character's debut. 77 back A. Return of the Jedi 88. Kenner USA. Okay, cheers, bye. Here's something really nice. This is the Argentine El Regreso del Jedi Stormtrooper. Top Toys. And it's AFA graded 85, I believe. Got this at a really good price a few years back. You wouldn't get this at such a good price now. So Return of the Jedi Top Toys, Star Wars, Return of the Jedi Stormtrooper, AFA 85. Card 85, bubble 85, figure 80. So this figure is different to what was issued in Hong Kong and other places. This figure was actually made in Argentina. And the figure is slightly shorter than the regular Hong Kong version. They often have discoloured legs. Comes with a blaster that's a lot more simplified in terms of its sculpt than what the Kenner figure came with. The figure just has an overall appearance that's a lot more crude than the regular Hong Kong version. This is my figure from childhood. So the figures are slightly different, and this one should be a lot taller. So that's the Argentine and that's the Hong Kong version. Yep. So another thing you can tell these figures by, apart from the differences in the weapons, is the feet have no foot holes, peg holes. So if you look at the regular Hong Kong version, that has peg holes, whereas this version does not. But I mean, this, out of all the Argentine figures, this one's the most common. Then I'd say the Darth Vader, which I did a review of recently. But this is a really nice one. It's a high grade as well. Most of these grade about 80 to 75. So it's very hard to find an 85 graded figure overall. Really nice figure. It's got the same classic artwork that was used on all Stormtrooper card backs. El Regreso del Jedi in Spanish, Return of the Jedi. Stormtrooper Top Toys. Just notice the silver bars is quite blue compared to what other the regular Kenner card backs. And then what's interesting is the card back itself. It shows the first 12 figures, and then the other figures that were available. The Lando was never available. You've got the Yoda, Ewok, Luke Skywalker, Logray. Out of these ones you could get the Chewbacca, which I've got, that's pretty the rarest out of the three I've got. Darth Vader, Stormtrooper. Okay, so you couldn't get all the figures. They've got Boba Fett listed, but he was never issued. Princess Leia was never issued. R2-D2 was never issued. C-3PO was never issued. You've got the 2 Ewoks. You've got Logray as well, yep. And Luke Skywalker, very rare. Yoda's very rare. And Lando wasn't issued. But a really nice card back. It's got the double race track from the old 12-back design. Top Toys logo there. Industria Argentina there. So a really nice item this. And I've got a more in-depth review of this figure on YouTube already, so you can check that one out. But this is the Argentine Stormtrooper from 1983-84 by Top Toys, made in Argentina, the actual figure. Great toy, just classic. Official license. It's not a bootleg, this figure. This is genuine license item. This one's far more common. About maybe 15 years ago, these Brian's Toys had a lot of these. Now the whole would be, they'd be quite tough to find. So really nice item. Obviously they've doubled or tripled in price now to what, so I can tell you I got this maybe in 2011 for less than £100 in the AFA 85, so it's an absolute bargain. Now you'd get, this would probably hit about 300, maybe £400, because it's such a high grade. Alright, cheers, goodbye. It's something really nice. It's Neon Numb on a Return of the Jedi Tri-Logo European card, and it's quite good conditions. It's AFA 75. The bubble's got a couple of little dents in it that brings down the overall grade. So it's Neon Numb from Return of the Jedi, and it's Tri-Logo AFA 75. Card gets 80, bubble 75, figure 85. So the classic figure, and he's about the only minor character that's gone on to the new movies, so that's quite cool. And Admiral Akbar met his demise in The Last Jedi, which peed off a lot of old school fans, but what can you do? So this is a really nice Tri-Logo card. Card's immaculate, bubbles not too bad. Because they use larger bubbles, they tend to be more prone to denting and all that sort of stuff. But really nice image on the card. Great photo of Neon Numb. Typical Tri-Logo back. Really nice. And then let's look at the front again. So great looking figure. And yeah, great. Got the Force Awakens version to compare him with. So you can see Neon Numb then and there now. So they look great together. Which one you reckon's better? I have to say the Tri-Logo is definitely from my generation. Obviously this has got more texturing on the costume and all that sort of stuff. But Neon Numb then and now. Okay, so really nice figure from 1983-84 that was sold in the States, and this one's AFA graded 75. Great looking item. Got this for a steal. You won't get it for what I paid for this. Real nice item. Okay, so really good. Neon Num, European Tri logo. So all the other cards, like the Kenner card, would have a blue background. This one has a yellow background, which makes it sort of a bit more distinctive. Okay, so that's Neon Num on the Tri logo card. Cheers, bye. Okay, this is a Return of the Jedi Palatoy carded Chief Chirper with a Dutch clipper sticker wrapped around the lower half of the card, and over that are Spanish PBP stickers. I've done a review of this ages ago, so I'm just showing it again. So it's a Palatoy carded Chief Chirper with stickers from other countries on it. 65 back, shows the blacked out Ewoks. So this black and white bit is the clipper sticker. This is the Spanish PPP sticker. For 5 figures you get 1 free. I believe that's Neon Num. And then the clipper was 5 offers as well, or 4 offers there. And these are the figures. So 65 back, you've got 2 blacked out Ewoks. And there's the figure. So overall grades is Return of Jedi Palatoy 65 back A, Chief Chirper, Clipper PvP stickers, card 80, bubble 60, figure 85. The reason the bubble gets a 60 is there's a slight crack at the bottom of the stem just there, like a little split, and a little dent there as well. So there's a really thin, fragile bubble, and most likely this was sold in at least 2 countries, like Holland and Spain. So, you know, great looking figure, Chief Chirper, and yeah, great image on the card back. It's already got quite a few languages on the top of the card, so ages 4 and up, 5 languages there, plus the 2 additional sets of stickers, the Spanish and the clipper. And then you can see the back of the card. So you could get 5, you could get a free figure. It was it's Bosco Dengar, and it's finished 31st of December 1983, the Spanish offer. So Spanish stuff's pretty rare these days, but you know, really nice item. So that's Chief Chirper on a Spanish Palatoy, I mean a British Palatoy card with European stickers all over it. Okay, so cheers, bye. Okay, this is the Darth Vader 12 back figure. It's a 12 back B, but it's got Takara sticker. So this means that this version was sold in Japan, even though it's just a US card with a Japanese sticker. There is a variant with a white background and a Japanese sculpt for that's a more highly sought version. But this is more or less a basic US card with the sticker applied. It's a regular Hong Kong figure. There is a variant with a Japanese version of the figure, but still quite a nice item. It's AFA 75, and yeah, I got it around 2012. About the time Lucasfilm had sold sold Star Wars to Disney. So this is graded 75, card gets 85, bubble 70, figure 85, and it's a 12 pack B, Darth Vader Takara sticker. You can see the Takara sticker there. You can look at the figure, classic Darth Vader from 1978. The reason the bubble gets a 70 or a blister is there's a tiny little crack just in the corner there. You can just see it there. Just a teeniest like little hole in the blister. And that's why it gets marked down to 70. I can't see anything else wrong with the blister. But that's the reason this gets downgraded to a 70. The bubble. The overall grade is 75. Really nice item. So you've got the picture of Luke and Leia in the corner, Darth Vader, the white price area, Underneath you can just about make out the Kenner logo underneath the sticker. Really nice item. And I mean, I bought this in 2012. If I wanted to get the same thing now, it would cost about 3 to 4 times as much as what I paid back then. This thing's gone up so much. Star Wars Action Collector's Stand. There's a little sticker there, it says 65. And yeah, that's over the proof of purchase. Really nice card back of the original. You can tell it's a 12-back B because it's got see on the lightsaber tip there, it's just got a little bit extended. And you can tell because it's a slightly brighter yellow. An A wouldn't have that, it would just be a really short lightsaber. But that's for how the telescoping saber worked, and that they soon abandoned that. Hence the rarity of telescoping saber figures. So this is the Darth Vader classic figure, one of the first I ever bought back in the day. Beautiful. This is the original. Reissued on the Vintage Collection card back. I think it was VC93 Darth Vader. With the same card back. This is just great. And also the 40th anniversary Black's 6-inch Black Series. Darth Vader comes on this sort of card. But this is the real deal. Sweet item. Darth Vader. Black Series. I mean Kenner. With the Takara sticker. And that's the Poppy logo there. Takara Poppy, I mean. Well, maybe it's just a Takara, I'm getting it mixed up with the Poppy. Anyway, let's look at the figure one more time. Great figure, great image on the card back. This is just so classic. Imagine this is 40 years old now. Beautiful item. The Darth Vader from 1978. It's now 2018. Looks so cool. Beautiful item. I'm glad I got it when I did, because now you'd have to spend a lot more on this. Okay, so that's AFA graded Darth Vader Takara sticker, 12-back B. Very nice item. If you want one, you better start saving. Okay, cheers, goodbye. Excellent item. This is a Kenner US Return of the Jedi Han Solo featuring the alternate picture. So they switched the picture out, and it's a great looking figure. It's graded AFA 85, and it has the free Anakin Skywalker action figure offer. It's a Return of the Jedi 77 back B card. It's card 85, bubble 85, figure 80. Looks really good. I mean, I love the card. So, and a lot of the original 12 figures, not all of them, they changed some of the pictures to update the line. So the Luke got the Gunner card, the Han got this image, and Darth Vader got an improved picture, so did Ben Kenobi, and any others. Let me think. Alternate pictures. But this is a classic figure. AFA 85, high grades for this Han Solo 77 back B card. It's really nice. Return of the Jedi, and it's got a nice offer there. So here's the back of the card. It's got a free Anakin Skywalker offer on the back of the card, and you had to send in 5 proofs of purchases, and it expired May 30th 1985, so I just turned 15 then. Great looking card back. There's the Anakin figure you would have gotten. So that's the 77 back. Classic figure this. So that's Han Solo. You can see the figure there. Tapes come loose which is holding the gun a bit, but bubble's still pretty clear, which is good for a 77 Kenner back. Looks great. It's a high grade this. AFA 85. Beautiful figure, beautiful car back. Really nice. So to get one of these now would cost a fortune. Even then it was quite expensive, but compared to the prices now, I think I got this at maybe the end of 2009, early 2010. Beautiful figure. So that's Han Solo, and he's one of my favourites. Han, Luke, the original farm boy Luke, and the Princess Leia white outfit. Those three are my favourites. Okay, so cheers, goodbye. You can see the Han Solo on a Return of the Jedi Palatoy card featuring the original picture, and a Han Solo on the US 77 Bat B featuring the new picture. So that picture was used on most card backs, the Star Wars, the Empire Strikes Back, and then this was found on the updated Kenner cards and the Tri-Logo cards. So, you know, you've got the same figure, both are Han Solo big heads, and you can just see how the new updated picture might appeal to collectors at the time, just to refresh the line. They did this with Darth Vader as well, and Luke Skywalker and Ben Kenobi, so it's quite a cool thing to do, and it means that if you're a vintage collector now, you want to get both variants. If you've got loads of dollars and pounds, because these are quite expensive now. So Han Solo's a really nice card back on the Palatoy card. You notice the writing is in black, and on the Kenner card it's in white. So there's a few slight differences. The Kenner one has the logo, the Palatoy doesn't. Palatoy did have a logo back in the sort of mid-Empire Strikes Back days, then they stopped using it, which is a shame. But this card looks really good, both do. So, you know, classic figure. First figure I bought was this Han Solo, but with the small-headed version. So this figure means a lot to me. I don't want to get emotional, but you know. And then if you look at the bubble, this one's got the cardboard in between the legs, this one doesn't. I mean, they're both clear bubbles, which is good for, especially for the Kenner card. That's the classic Han Solo there, big head. And there, the Palatoy version. So it's made in Hong Kong, I'm sure this one does as well. Look great. Han Solo from 1983-84. Beautiful figures. I'll show you the backs. So that's the 77 back, US, very colourful, and then the British Palatoy card, which is 65 back. So that features a Chewbacca offer, and that one features the Anakin Skywalker offer, free figure, a later offer. Okay, so two great looking figures. They just look great together. Okay, cheers, goodbye. Here's a really nice Palatoy vintage Star Wars Return of the Jedi Han Solo original figure. And it's on a really nice card. There's the figure, classic, big head version. It's got the Bespin blaster, so that's a mistake. It should come with the Han Solo type blaster rather than the Bespin blaster. It's a really nice figure. Return of the Jedi. It's come out in 1983, and it's still using the classic picture. In the UK they'd switch soon to Tri-Logo. So it's a 65 back Return of the Jedi card with two blacked out Ewoks. Special Chewbacca bandolier strap, and yet to send £3.50 and 5 names. So in the UK we sent names in the US you sent the proof of purchases. These cards don't have proof of purchases. It's open to UK residents only, and yet to send it to Birmingham. So these are the figures. There's the Han number 63. But I mean, this is a nice card. There's a slight dent in the bubble at the top, just there, little nick. But otherwise, it's in really good condition. The bubble's still clear. The figure looks great. Classic Han Solo. That image is just so cool. Han Solo, Return of the Jedi card back from 1983, made in Hong Kong. Great looking figure. It's great. That's such a classic figure. Okay, so that's Han Solo from 1983 on the Return of the Jedi 65 back powder toy card. Right, cheers, goodbye. This is the so-called Toy Tony Palatoy figure of Luke Skywalker. So I did a video about this ages ago when I first found out about the sort of what Toy Tony had been up to, and what he'd done was he bought loads of bubbles and cards separate and found the figures and attached them to the bubble and card back. He did it a lot with this figure, he did it a lot with the C-3PO, he did it a lot with other, what you know as 45 back Palatoy cards. And you know, I mean, this sort of came to a head light around 2012, 2013, and before that I bought this Luke. It cost quite a lot. It was a AFA 90. So it's card 90, bubble 90, figure 85, near mint, and it's a 45 back C card, Luke Skywalker blonde hair. So, you know, and then the Toy Tony sort of business came to a light, and a lot of people sold off their stuff. But because I spent a lot on this figure, I wasn't going to sell it off for a loss. I'd sit on it because it's still original vintage card back and bubble. It's just been assembled at a later date than like in, say, after early 90s, mid 90s. It's a nice item. I mean, it's you know, you go on eBay. There's one of these 85 AFA 85, and they're asking quite a bit for it still. So whether maybe in 5 years time, 10 years time, it won't really matter, but we'll see, we'll see. It's a really nice item though, Luke Skywalker on the British Palatoy card with Luke yellow hair there. Sometimes find him with brown hair as well. It says collect them all. 399 offer. 1983. Return of the Jedi 45 back. But I mean, that figure now is commanding quite a bit of money. I mean, if he was just 90 loose graded, you'd get more or less almost what I paid for this back in 2012, I guess, or 2013. But really nice item. Luke Skywalker from 1983, Toy Tony version. I have got this on a 65 back with a double stem, which is correct. But this is one of my favourite figures. I think it's one of everyone's favourites. Luke Skywalker. AFA 90, Toy Tony card. 45 back C, blonde hair. Just a really nice thing. Okay, so cheers, goodbye. Okay, this just arrived in the post. I won it on eBay. It's the Dianuga from 1978. and it came in the US Death Star playset, and in the UK we never got that playset, we got the cardboard Death Star, but in the US set you came with this monster, the Dianuga, and it's just a green plastic figure with teeth, and it's just under the neck. On the top of the neck is an eye stalk, and then this is the body sculpt. It's got almost like fins with wings and like suckers, like an octopus or a squid. And so, though it's not essential to have this, it's considered by many, you know, and it's quite easy to find on eBay. So you can see the neck, the body, more sculpting. So it's quite an interesting looking thing, creature. And this would go inside. They had their own trash compactor on the US issue Death Star, and this would be inside it, ready to chomp down on Luke Skywalker. So this one's quite high grade, it's UKG 90. It says Star Wars Dianuga, Trash Monster, 1978 Kenner, 90%. So quite a nice piece to have. Got a good look at it. So at the end of that bit there is the eye. You can see all the sculpting in the body. It's just a piece of green rubber really, but it's quite highly sought now. I mean, ungraded loose you could probably get it for about 20 to 30 pounds, 20 pounds if you're lucky, 30 to 40, and then a graded lowest would be about 50 up to as high as 500 in the US for a graded 95, and that's just, you're just paying for the 95 grade on AFA, and that's on eBay at the moment. It's a great looking piece. I love all the texturing on the body, bright green colour. I think originally they were going to paint this, but they decided not to. They just issued it in green. You can see the eye there, and that's the bit you see in the movie A New Hope. You can see it's got teeth there, so it's quite an ungainly creature. It looks pretty cool. Nice piece to have. It's quite large as well, it's bigger than what I expected it to be. I thought it would be the same size as a regular Kenner figure, but this case is a bit bigger. It looks pretty cool. So this is something you might want to consider if you're a vintage collector to track down, or you might already have it. So probably cheaper in the States to find this as well. So it's a great looking piece. The classic green Dianuga. Seen in New Hope in 1978, so this is 40 years old now. Looks pretty cool. It's great. It's high grade. So really nice piece. Finally got this. I mean, I've been toying with the idea of getting one of these for over the years. It's pretty cool. So that's your classic Dianuga from 1978 by Kenner. Looks really cool. Gruesome looking thing. Okay, so cheers, bye. These are the Marvel adaptations of Return of the Jedi from 1983. So this is issue 1. Nice cover. Then there's issue 2, limited 4 edition series. Then there's issue 3, Marvel. Great cover there. And then the last issue, number 4, bright yellow. Luke Vader and the Emperor. The official comics adaptation. So there's those 4. They're not too hard to find now. Then you've got Star Wars Droids. This is number 3. This will be about 1986-87. Star Comics. Then we've got issue 2. And there's a great cover. These ones are aimed at kids, and then here's the first issue. This is the genuine first issue. Okay, so that's the comics from Marvel back in the 1980s. Alright, cheers, bye. Okay, here's Emperor's Royal Guard on a Spanish PBP card from 1983, Return of the Jedi. And it's AFA graded 80. It has the Spanish offer there, 1 figure free. And the offers on the back of the card. It says made in Spain, though not these figures necessarily were made in Spain. So, Emperor's Royal Guard, El Retorno del Jedi card, 4 and up. And you can see 1983 PBP Star Wars Return of the Jedi 65 back, Emperor's Royal Guard, card 75, bubble 80, figure 90. That's a 90 figure. Really nice. And yeah, it looks great. And then let's look at the back of the card. So it says Figures Star Wars Collection, Spanish. El Retorno del Jedi. It's a 65 back, I believe. Yep. And it says for 6 figures you get 1 free from the Enom offer. Got to put 6 names per. I only know a little bit of Spanish. Nombre, name. Esta oferta es valid hasta the 31st of dinero de 1985. That's January. Janvier? I can't even remember. Anyway, so here's El Retorno del Jedi, 1983. Beautiful item. And these Spanish figures are quite highly prized by vintage foreign collectors. Made in Spain. Great looking item. So really nice. Okay, so that's the Spanish El Retorno del Jedi Emperor's Royal Guard. Looks amazing. AFA 80. Glad I bought it in 2011 or 12 when it was affordable rather than what you'd have to pay for it now. Okay, cheers, goodbye. Okay, this is the original Princess Leia on Return of the Jedi card back, 48 back, and it's AFA graded 70. The card gets 70, the bubble 90 and the figure 80. And it's the 48 back, so it has the free neon num offer. This type of card is a transition card, so along with the Empire Strikes Back 21 backs, it's a transition card, which means it only has figures from the previous Empire Strikes Back and Star Wars line on it. And on Return of the Jedi cards, this original white outfit, Princess Leia Organa, is the hardest figure to find. So, you know, it's really nice, you know, figure. The image on the card is just great, classic, and the figure itself is really nice. It's, you know, my sister had this one when we were kids, and you know, so even though I didn't have it as a child, I remember it from my sister. So you know, it's such a classic item, and she's quite expensive now. She's expensive on the 12 back cards. She's expensive loose graded. So this is a highly sought after figure, especially after Carrie Fisher's passing. So you know, There's one of these on eBay at the moment, AFA 60 I believe, and that's on Brian's Toys, and that's about £1,000 for that one. So, you know, I got this one about 2010, 2011, and I didn't pay anything like that. But now that Carrie Fisher's passed and vintage prices have gone skyrocketed, you know, you're not going to get something like this for cheap. Beautiful figure, beautiful card back, and it features the free neon offer. So, you know, there's the figure there. Beautiful figure. Very pink face, dark hair, and a 1983 Kenner Star Wars Return of the Jedi 48 back, Princess Leia Organa, card 70, bubble 90, figure 80. Overall grade is 70. Here's the back of the card. Star Wars action figures, collect all 48, and it shows the free neon offer, which ended June the 15th, 1983 in the USA. So really great looking card back, but the front is just amazing. I just love that image. Great looking figure. Princess Leia Organa. Looks great. Bubble is really clear. Figures just looks mint. Such a beautiful image. So recently, about 3 years ago, I got this figure on a Italian Trollback Harbour, AFA 60 I believe. So that was a really nice pickup. And yeah, I got her on the 77 back Kenner card, which I've reviewed these two together before, maybe in 2011. So if you were interested to see the two figures together. But this is a really nice item. Just looks so good. The card back and the photograph and the figure encased in plastic, acrylic, just such a nice item. So that's the Return of the Jedi Princess Leia Organa from 1983, hardest figure to find on a Return of the Jedi Kenner card. Princess Leia in the white outfit on either the 48 or 77 back. Beautiful item, and yeah, just looks so nice. So just drink that in. Great looking figure and card, just so nice. Okay, so cheers, bye. Jedi Interceptor 4 mini rig in a European box. It's called a buy logo box, and it has a few languages on it like German, English, Dutch and French. And it's quite a good vehicle. This is quite an easy one to find in a high condition still. I had this one when I was a kid. So UKG graded, it gets 80%. It says buy logo Europe. So you can see it has the vehicle. You can put it inside the AT-AT. Return of the Jedi Interceptor 4 mini rig. You can get other ones. I've got the Captivator 2 recently. I'll show you that as a buy logo box as well. And it says contains one vehicle, action figures not included. There's the French logo. So it's pretty cool. It gets a UKG 80 grade. Made in Macau, Interceptor 4. Designed to go into the AT-AT, to be piloted by the AT-AT driver. It's a pretty good toy, really. So that's your Return of the Jedi mini rig from 1984, 5. Really nice. And there's the underside. So it was sold somewhere for 99 cents or pence at clearance. Really nice item. Great. Alright, cheers, goodbye. Okay, this is a Tri-Logo Biker Scout, and it gets AFA 70. So it's got a crease that runs along the back of the card. You can see it just there, it breaks on the French part of the Return of the Jedi. Figure's really nice. Great looking figure. Comes with a best little Biker Scout blaster. AFA graded, so it gets 70. 1983 Palatoy Star Wars Tri-Logo Biker Scout card 70, bubble 80, figure 85. It's a really nice figure. And these were how figures were sold in Europe, and they ended up in the US as well. So here's the back of the card. You can see the crease, it goes along here, more or less the whole length of the card. It's not a bad crease, but it still detracts. Hence the 70 grade. 2 blacked out Ewoks there. All the different addresses: Palatoy, the German General Mills, France Meccano, Clipper, Benelux. White area there for a barcode. So this is the Return of the Jedi Tri-Logo Biker Scout. Really nice figure. Great sculpt on this figure. Still in great condition, bubble still clear. Great looking figure. Figure states it's made in Hong Kong. Great artwork on the card. Shows the Biker Scout leaping on his bike, ready to start it. Really nice item. So that's the Return of the Jedi Tri-Logo Biker Scout from 1983. Alright, cheers, bye. Hello, Return of the Jedi Biker Scout, short mask. That means the figure was made in Mexico, and it's AFA graded 75. It's a really nice figure. It's a variant. So they say about the Mexican figure that he's got more defined sculpting around the stomach area, and obviously he's got the short mouth. Comes with Best Fin Blaster. Kenner there. So this is a MIM card, made in Mexico card, meant to be sold in the USA. If you look at the card, it's kind of faded, it's not jet black. And bubble's still clear, which is nice. There's the Mexican figure. AFA 75, card gets 75, bubble 80, figure 85. 1983 Return of Jedi Kenner Star Wars 65 back B, made in Mexico. Biker Scout. Here's the back of the card. So the back of the card is kind of faded, which is typical of a Mexican MIM card, made in Mexico card. So these figures were made in the Lily Lede factory. There's the made in Mexico. And if you look just where there's a hole there, which is typical of Lede cards. It's a nice item, this. And a major known variation, the short masked Biker Scout from Mexico. Okay, so that's your Lily Lede MIM Kenner Return of the Jedi 65 back B Biker Scout. Great image on the card, just looks amazing. Figure looks great and a really nice item. Alright, cheers, bye. A quick look at a major Biker Scout variation. It's called the short mask variation. So this one's got the short mask, whereas this one, which is the more typical Biker Scout, has the long mask. So this figure's made in Hong Kong, whereas this one's made in Mexico. So the Mexican version has a short mask, whereas the long version is found on Hong Kong produced Biker Scouts. I don't know where else it was made, maybe Taiwan and Macau. Two great figures, two great card backs, Tri-Logo and Return of the Jedi. And if you're into your vintage variations, the short mask Biker Scout is something you might want to seek out. All were made in Mexico as far as I know. And this Return of the Jedi carded one is a MIM, made in Mexico to be sold in the USA. Okay, cheers, bye. Okay, this is a German Imperial TIE Fighter pilot card back from 1982, and it's quite good condition. And if you look at the back, it's very similar to a Palatoy card, 45 figures, and then it's got the writing in German here. So General Mills, there's a German address, 1982, 45 action figures. So this is a German card back, genuine, from 1982. Really nice item to have. Okay, so that's the TIE Fighter pilot. That's the German card. Okay, this is a Kenner Canada 12 back Sam Person, just the card back though, so it's got the pop cut out. But it's a 12 back card with the 2 languages. These Canadian cards are pretty scarce, so that's the front of the card. And here's the back of the card. So it's got it in English and French here, so what makes it different from our US card is the double languages. It's a nice thing. And Canadian Kenner stuff is getting increasingly rare, especially the early stuff.